I'm Dr. Randall Kinnison with Genesis Mediation. I want to talk to you today about custody in the state of Oregon, and actually custody in the state of most states as it relates to decision making. In the state of Oregon, it specifically relates to decision making, and that's around three major areas. So the major areas is, one is medical. In other words, the kinds of things that you can elect. In other words, the doctor you visit, elective medical procedures. If somebody breaks an arm, we're going to go take them to an ER and get an arm fixed. We're not going to take a vote on that. But but things that you can have a chance to choose, that's part of decision making in custody. Another one is religious training, if at all. And so it's a matter of where you go to church, what kind of training would they receive, that you'd have an agreement upon those kinds of things. The last one is education, whether your kids will go to private school or public school, what school they will attend, will they get tutors, will they be homeschooled, all those different pieces that if you have joint custody, you need to agree on those things. And the last piece that's still in that mix, although not quite as prominent, is extracurricular activities. So this is sports and violin and dance and cheerleading and all those kinds of things that you have to agree on because it impacts both money and it impacts time that you have as parents. That's a commitment, hauling kids back and forth to practices and the cost of sports. Those are all really important things to agree upon. So custody in the state of Oregon is around decision making, not around parenting time. I'll talk about parenting time in just a moment in another video. But right now, what I need you to understand in custody is around decision making. It's around those pieces. About 90 to 90, probably even closer to 95% of all our clients have joint custody. They're coming to mediation there, they want to agree, they're trying to work things out, they're trying to be amicable, and they're doing most of the time, a pretty good job at it. And so most of our clients do choose joint custody. And what that does mean, though, if you have a bump on the road, it means that you can come back to mediation to figure it out. In other words, if you find something that you can agree upon, come back to mediation, we'll figure it out together. Sole custody means that one parent is decided by the court to have the decision-making ability as the parent for the best interest of the child. They need to inform the other parent of what their decisions are, but they don't need to agree with that parent. So usually when somebody has that situation, they can't agree on much of anything with that other party, and that's why they're seeking sole custody. Custody battles are incredibly expensive and incredibly painful for parents. The average custody battle can easily cost you $50,000. So before you think about having a huge custody battle, you need to think about the expense and how toxic it will be to your parental relationship. Because basically you're proving to the court that this other parent is not fit and just to make decisions for the children. And it's a painful process. There are times that it's necessary, but many times walking through that through mediation can be more healing for you as parents as well as for your kids. If you can do that and keep it as joint custody, typically it's going to be a better situation.